Temper if you want to stay healthy. And do your best to get through your life without visiting the doctor. Converting a car into an aquarium. Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. Although I've got an aerodynamic shape, so it should be alright. Hey there, fellas. Check out the car we've got for today's experiment. This here is a Volga. And our regular viewers are aware that we don't usually work with cars like this. It's a nice big boat, this thing. Oh yeah, I forgot about Ivan's race car. Anyway, this one we got for the sake of this experiment. So here's what we have in mind. A bunch of our viewers have been sending in pictures and videos of people turning their cars into aquariums. You get the picture. They'd seal the cabin, obviously, and fill it up with water. So I say we seal the interior on this one, fill it with some water, and drive around a bit. I'll even bring my scuba gear with me. So as you might imagine, sealing the cabin involves a ton of work. None of us are really sure how it's done, though we do have a few ideas. We don't know how everybody else does it, so I guess we'll have to figure it out as we go. It's gonna involve a ton of trial and error, but we'll get the job done. Right, I say it's time for us to get to work. Let's do this. Okay, so sealing the inside of a car and turning it into an aquarium isn't as simple as it might seem. The shell has a ton of small holes in it, of various sorts, made for ease of assembly and so on. So yeah, it's basically a big colander. We've applied some silicone sealant to the glass on both sides. We've also cut an opening in the roof, since we have welded the doors shut. Otherwise, they might open due to all of that pressure from the inside. Not to mention that someone might come up to the car, grab the handle, and that's a wrap. We've actually figured out a few sealing solutions. Here's what's happening next. You're really not supposed to do this sort of thing. So we're paying a visit to a company that specializes in energy conservation. I'm sure you're familiar with the type of heat insulation that they use in buildings and housing. They apply a special foam to the outside, which is steam, heat, and waterproof. So this type of foam is a 3-in-1 solution. Just one layer replaces 3 separate ones for heat, steam, and water. All you need is 1 layer of foam. That stuff works wonders, I'm telling you. They use a special compound which keeps out the water, air, and everything else. And we're going to be using that stuff to treat this car on the inside. So as you can see, we had to cover the windows. You see, here's the thing. It's just that the stuff that we're using is so sticky that it's going to be nearly impossible to remove, even from the glass, which is why we've decided to mask it straight away, just in case. All right, now it's time to apply a bit of foam. Yeah, let's do this. Check this out, fellas. It's all looking pretty good. They've covered the inside with foam, the car is nice and warm, and it's really hot inside the cabin. It's all down to the chemical reaction. Plus, they heated everything up before applying it. So yeah, it is hot in there. I was curious to see from a layman's perspective why this kind of foam... How is it that it's airtight and heat and waterproof? I mean, normal construction foam is in fact prone to soaking. So as it turns out, there are different types of foam out there. You've got the open cell stuff, which does let water and air through. And then there's the closed cell variety. The foam that we're using is closed cell, which doesn't let anything through.
Но в любом случае, ребят, компания энергосберегающих технологий, либо по-другому просто теплопена, ссылочки будут под этим видео, обращайтесь. В любом случае, мы тоже обратимся, мы будем наш гараж, который мы строим, гараж мечты, по-любому утеплять вот такой пеной. Там вы это сможете все это дело увидеть и посмотреть.
Right, we really need this car to be hermetically sealed. Can't afford to miss a single spot. It's actually been no more than 3 or 4 minutes. And the foam has already cured, which means it's high time to roll the car outside and see whether we got anywhere with this. Alright, so we're doing a quick test here. We've relocated the car to home base, and we're about to pour a bit of water inside. They say it'll be fine, but we'll see about that. Until we fill the cabin, we won't know for sure. Alright fellas, you just saw us do some testing. We've poured some water into the aquarium. Unfortunately, we did find a couple of small leaks here and there. We had to drill a few holes to install the seat, and we were hoping that the water would stop leaking once we get the bolts in place. But it didn't stop. It is a bit disappointing, but... Anyway, right now the guys are applying that same type of foam to our shed. And I brought the Volga outside, since relocating all of that equipment inside seemed a bit pointless to me. So I've got the car right here, and as soon as they're done, they've actually got just this one corner left to do. So after that, we'll be covering those spots. We'll apply a bit more foam in the general area where we've got the leakage. Okay fellas, we've brought the car out to the test track. Everything's good. We've also brought some water with us. Now we just have to fill the car. And I guess I'd just dive right in and drive around in this car. It is actually pretty cold outside today, guys. But no worries, at least the water is warm. Alright, let's fill her up and have some fun. Oh wow, we've got some steam coming out. Yeah, the windows are gonna get seriously fogged up. Of course. Temper if you want to stay healthy. And do your best to get through your life without visiting the doctor. Okay, let's get this party started. Let me just find the pedals first. It is actually really nice in here. But outside the car it is freezing cold. Alright fellas, I've just had a go in this thing, and I have to say, it is impossible to describe the feeling that it gives you. The water in here is nice and warm, and I really don't want to get out of here. It is very cold outside. As for what I felt in there, well, there's a ton of water in the cabin, and it is constantly splashing around. It's impossible to even hang on to the steering wheel, although I've got an aerodynamic shape, so it should be alright, but that's simply not the case. I forgot to mention a certain problem. So when you fill it up with water all the way, you think that it'd be transparent, and that you should be able to see right through. But as a matter of fact, you can't really see anything. Seriously, you can't see shit. You don't see anything past the windshield. When the water splashes on you, though, it does clean off the mask. And then it's all good. You get some pretty good visibility. I don't know, maybe we should have washed it first. If someone is keen to give this a try, you won't be disappointed. And I'll be very happy for you. Alright fellas, I just took this aquarium car out for a spin, and it was a ton of fun. This experiment has been a massive success. I liked it a lot. Anyway, watch our videos, subscribe, don't forget to send in those comments and suggestions, give us a thumbs up. Alright, catch you later.